When I was in 5th grade, my school had what was called an instrumental petting zoo, where you could choose between different instruments you wanted to pick up. There was two different categories, the band and the orchestra, and at that time I was only 9 years old. I had no idea what an orchestra was. And to me, in my little 5th grade mind, orchestra sounded like a really cool word. So just like that, I chose orchestra. And so when we went to this instrumental petting zoo where we could try out the orchestra instruments, there in that room was the cello, the violin, the viola, and the double bass. And I saw something very special next to the cello, and that was this thing right here, a chair. And I found out that day that the cello, you actually have to play it sitting down. It is one of the only instruments where you actually have to sit down and play it. That's the only way you properly play a cello. And of course, I was a lazy 5th grader that did not like to stand or walk or run. I liked to sit. And so learning that this is an instrument where I could sit the entire time, just like that, I chose that cello for that very silly reason. Now, eventually, I started playing it, started practicing it, and learned what an amazing instrument this is. It is in the same family as a violin, which is basically a little cello, and it is a bowed instrument, and so you can either pluck it like this, like a guitar, or you also can bow it. And there are just so many things you can do with it as well. It has a very high range from very, very low all the way to... You can play very high as well. And so just because you can do so many things with the instrument, it has such a beautiful middle sound. I just very much fell in love with the instrument and kept on playing it. It's an instrument that can be used greatly for the Lord. Of course, there's a right way and a wrong way to play it, just like any other instrument. But when played right and when played for the glory of God, it can really do an amazing thing to the orchestra, and it add an amazing sound when singing hymns. But this is the cello. I hope you learned a little bit about it, and hope some of you will end up picking it up like I did when I was in 5th grade and start playing it for the glory of God.